Okay, so while we wait for McDonald's, yes, we're eating McDonald's. Save your, judgment. Save your judgment about McDonald's for somebody else. Crave it sometimes, and it's a little cheap. It was $17, right? $17. Yep. Anyway, that's not the point. Oh, thank you.
De nada.
Let me see.
They probably fucked it up. You know what? Oh yeah, no onion.
I smell onions.
Onions is the best part. Alright. Okay, so this is gonna be another complaint / story time about fucking lovely Milwaukee, right? So, innocently enough, we're walking outside, right? Me and my kid. And I say, hey, before you open up that door, make sure you look both ways. So we get out the door, and a kid, I call him a kid because he was a kid. He's under 18, he's a kid, right? Said, help me, I've been shot. So I panic because the first thing that goes in my head is, does he have a gun? Is he being serious? I couldn't see blood. It's late. He wasn't super close. It just a ton of things are running through my head. Then I'm thinking, where's the shooter? Are they going to come around the corner? Because to backtrack a little, while we were in the house, we heard shots fired. They sounded like, hey, they were close enough that we kind of ducked, like, shit, where the hell was that at, But see, you get used to this when you live here. It's kind of like this sick thing of, being desensitized because it happens so much. So it's like, oh, whatever, another day, right? So anyway, we didn't leave right after that. We waited a little while because you never know. Typically when they shoot, they pull off. Well, yeah, that's what happened. And it was crazy because my son was like, get back in the house, Mom, lock the door. So, which I didn't want to do because, what's going to happen, that you don't know. So I closed the door, and then it's like a window, where you can kind of see, but I stood right there and I could hear him, talking to the guy, like, telling him to relax, to give you a look. You're telling him to sit down or something. I don't know what you were telling him, but he called 911. And they got there super fast, which I always complain about them taking all day. But miraculously enough, I don't know if this ambulance was already en route in the area. I don't know, but they were there in like less than 5 minutes. It seemed like less than 5 minutes.
It for sure was.
Yeah, it probably seemed like 25 minutes for him, but it was really quick. And needless to say, in all my years, I'm 46. In 40, let's say a solid 40 years, I have not seen what I've seen in Milwaukee in the last 4. I've only really been a resident for 2. Yeah, right, 2. But, I've been here off and on for 5 years, something like that. And for some reason, we keep running into these incidents. Now, another one that happened this summer, or March, probably around that time. My son decided to walk to the corner store. Now, we have a huge church, like, on the next block. Pretty much takes up the whole side of the block because it's a school, too. And, right by the corner store. So when it hits the corner to get to the corner store, people are shooting, right? This is broad daylight, noon on a Sunday.
First.
They were arguing, yeah.
And then I'm like, I already know how this is going to go, so I don't walk any further. And, of course, shots start going off, and I run. I turn around, and I run.
Yeah. And the probably adrenaline and frustration because he really didn't want to go, and he was kind of going for me anyway. I think he was going to get coffee and cigarettes or something. But to see a girl, she's a girl, young 20s, with a chest wound. Like, the cop had stopped giving her CPR because I'm assuming they decided she was dead. Yeah. And, you know, this will really give a person PTSD. Like, for real, for real. Like, it'll fuck with your mental. The other night, I kept waking up, checking the news.
God,
You know, my son was really upset, you know, like, having to, like, you know, look in his eyes and know that he's not even, you know, he hasn't even experienced anything in life yet. And it's just sad because so many people, like, another person here would say, man, you should have went back in the house and left them there. Like, for real, they'll tell you that. Seriously. Like, they don't want to have anything to do with it, which is such an oxymoron, in my opinion, because how do you get the quote-unquote community cleaned up if nobody ever wants to do anything? So we're just supposed to walk away from somebody who's fucking shot in their stomach and leave them like that because fear that I guess we could get shot too, or there could be some type of repercussion. You know, I don't know why people think the way they think, you know. But the whole point of the story is to say that, I don't know, sometimes I think it's like divine intervention repeatedly telling us, like, you need to move, like, ASAP. Because when I say we've ran across the most random scenarios, yes, I swear. I mean, we seen a dude shot on the corner. I'm trying to think of what else we've seen. I mean, plenty of people with guns everywhere, you know. You can tell they're not legal by the way they carry them, but yeah. It's a big deal here. And it was kind of like an altercation with the police at first because they were really aggressive, you know, when they got there. But
there was one that was very...
Yeah, the Hispanic one, right?
Yeah, the rest were cool.
Yeah. And, you know, just like grabbing on him like, you gotta, and, you know, then of course that pisses him off, and then he's like, I don't gotta do shit. I just called 911. And, you know, by the time it was over, you know, everybody apologized and was like, it's not like that, you know. We support the police, but when you come up all aggressive and start demanding things as if we're the criminal, he's the criminal, not we're, he's the criminal, you know, then it's going to cause a problem because then I'm going to start yelling. You know, it was just kind of, it was kind of shitty at first, but it worked itself out. And other people have made complaints that I've talked to, like, when situations like this happen, people don't typically want to deal with the police because they'll keep you there for 2-3 hours. You know, well, you got to wait for detectives and they do whatever they do. And, you know, it was just crazy. But anyway, these cities will never get better. It's the way they're designed. They will stay like this, unfortunately, unless there's a huge wave of people that want something different. And I don't see it happening because, again, people are desensitized, and a lot of people haven't even crossed county lines, so they don't know how good life really can be, because this is not good. Peace.